Hi guys, how are you today? First of all, I just want to say I'm really sorry for not being able to upload this week. I just randomly got really sick out of nowhere and I have no idea how that happened. I tried to upload some videos for you guys, but all the videos I was recording, I kept sneezing and coughing in the middle of them. It was just disgusting, so I really couldn't do it. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, so I do have a battle for you guys. This is a UU battle against Hermsaur. He is another YouTuber. I'll post the links in the description. Definitely check them out. He's got a great personality and he's really entertaining to watch, so definitely check him out. The team I decided to bring, I didn't really know who I want to bring, but I decided to go with the good old Florges, Doublade, and Hydreigon Core, and then just throw in some random people in there like Swampert for Stealth Rocks, Electros, just because Electros is a boss-ass bitch, and this new Empoleon set that I'm trying out. Hermsaur is bringing Mega Blastoise, Scrafty, Darmanitan, Florges, Donphan, and Weezing. I didn't know who he wanted to open up with, so I decided, I actually don't even remember who I decided to open up with. Okay, I remember he opened up Weezing. Oh, he opened up Swampert, so I decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna go the very obvious lead and just open Swampert. I'm gonna get my Stealth Rocks off, and I know Weezing can't get rid of the Stealth Rocks, so I'm just gonna go for the Stealth Rocks. I knew he was gonna Will-O-Wisp me, but I don't really care, because now this bitch can just get out of my face and I'm gonna roar him out. Florges comes in, and I figured this was a free toxic for me, because then I can find out if this is an Aromatherapy Florges, or just the Wish, Protect, Moonblast Florges. Any variation of those moves are very viable, and the standard on Florges, I was just wondering if he had Aromatherapy. Having Aromatherapy didn't really matter too much for me since the only status I had was Toxic, but it's nice to know anyway. He just went straight for the Moonblast, so that's kind of telling me, and then he switched out, so that's kind of telling me he probably doesn't have the Aromatherapy. Either way, I decide to switch out as well because I want to save my Swampert for fodder for later on. But he ends up switching into his Blastoise, and I definitely do not want to take a Dark Pulse, so I'm going to switch right out and go into my Florges, because I know this Dark Pulse is going to tickle Florges. Wow, that did nothing at all. I love this fucking Florges set so much. I figured Weezing would come in, but since Weezings aren't normally especially defensive, I know a Moonblast would do a decent amount of damage, and I am going to outspeed with a Psychic and definitely kill it off the next turn. So there goes Weezing, and now he's going to bring in his Darmanitan. I want to keep my Florges around, so I'm going to switch in my Swampert for fodder. This was exactly the fodder I wanted, but he actually is going to go for the U-turn. I knew the U-turn wouldn't kill me where I was at, so I was like, okay, good. So I guess I get to fodder off Swampert for later on. He brings in his Blastoise, and I was debating on going for Stealth Rocks in case he wanted to like Rapid Spin. Either way, I'm just gonna go into Florges because it doesn't really matter to me. This time around, he's gonna go for a Water Pulse, and that does a lot more, and it gets the Confuse. And I'm like, god damn it, because I really didn't want to be confused. But Florges is gonna break through that shit because she's smart as hell, and she knows who she is, and she's gonna go for the Energy Ball, and that does a lot of damage to fat ass Blastoise. I actually snap out of my confusion, so the confusion didn't matter at all, and I'm able to go for the Moonblast. But he does bring in his own Florges, who is super specially defensive, so I'm going to have to switch out and go into Double Lift my Doublade. Doublade walls off Florges pretty well, at least the standard set, so he can't really do anything to me, but I figured he'd want to Wish Pats into his Blastoise, so I'm gonna go right for a Sacred Sword right here. So no health for you, Blastoise, instead you're going to die. Well, I mean, just kidding, you're gonna faint, because I did see someone's comment who said, oh, it makes me sad that you say that they die. I'm just kidding, they don't die, they just faint, and just go to sleep for a little bit until next battle. But he gets the knockoff on my Electros, but I'm gonna go for a knockoff, predicting his switch. Getting the knockoff on his Darmanitan was kind of bittersweet. I kind of wanted him to be locked into stuff because that would have made it easier to play around, but also on the off chance it could have been choice banded, which could have been problematic. So I mean, there's downsides and upsides to it. Later on, I think I would have rather preferred him to be choice scarfed, but I guess without my Stealth Rocks it really didn't matter. Anyway, we're back to Electros and Donphan standoff, so this time around I'm going to go for a Coil, and he does switch in his Scrafty. So I'm going to go for a Drain Punch, but I figured he'd switch out, but it doesn't really matter because I am going to get health from somebody regardless. I don't get too much health back from Florges, but it's still a nice amount. Had I gone for the Thunder Punch, I probably would have just killed her. I'm not too sure though, because Florges' HP is pretty high and the defense is not too bad, and Electros' attack is not that great Well, I mean, it's +1. I definitely would have killed it on switching. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, I'm going to have to kill off my Electros right here because I don't really want anybody to take a Flare Blitz right now. That is going to leave him in the red zone. That's enough for me to go for a Shadow Sneak. But of course, he's definitely going to switch out and go into his Donphan. I noticed before that his Donphan didn't have any leftovers, so I'm assuming it is Chesto Berry. So him taking these Shadow Sneaks isn't too... it's not as bad as it normally would be if he was leftovers. So I'm gonna go right into my Hydreigon. I know he's gonna go for the knockoff, but that is fine because now I won't be locked into anything. But unfortunately, with my choice specs knocked off, it's not going to finish off this Scrafty, so I'm going to have to play around his team a little bit more. He's going to switch his Donphan right back in, take the Earth Power, and activate his Citrus Berry. So that's good, because finally I could get that Citrus Berry out of the way, but I figured a Dark Pulse and a Draco Meteor is definitely going to kill, whereas his 2 Ice Shards is definitely not going to kill me. That's the great thing I love about Hydreigon. He takes non-stab Ice Shards pretty nicely, although I don't know if that is an attack infested Donphan or not. I think it would probably would have 2-hit KO if it was. I'm not too sure about that. I would have to look into that. He's gonna finish me off with a U-turn and bring Scrafty in. That's fine because I do have my Florges, and he is not going to be able to kill me with Ice Punch. I was kind of afraid if he had the Poison Jab, but I figured since he never brought in Scrafty before on my Florges, he probably didn't have the Poison Jab. Either way, I'm going to kill him off with Moonblast. And then I was actually expecting him to go for a Flare Blitz here, and I just wanted to see if Flare Blitz was going to kill my Doublade, but he ended up going for a return. I just wanted to see how much Flare Blitz would have done. I know Doublade would be able to live it from 100%, but I want to see if I would still be able to live it. I mean, even if he did kill my Doublade, he'd still die to recoil damage, but I don't know. I wasn't predicting that return at all. I definitely don't see those on Tormanitans. But yeah, good game, Hermsaur. That was a really fun match. Definitely check him out, guys. Like I said, he's super entertaining to watch. And again, I'm really sorry for the lack of videos. I am trying to get better and all that stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay. And I love you, and yeah, so have a good summer, guys. I hope you guys are having a great summer so far, and I'll talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Bye.